What if I told you Elon Musk is secretly building an army? Not of humans, but robots that might soon be smarter, stronger, and even funnier than your average coworker. Sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? Well, welcome to reality. Tesla's Optimus Robot isn't just learning how to dance. It's learning how to take over your chores, your factory floor, and possibly even your social life. Stick around, because what Tesla is doing behind the scenes might just flip the world on its head by 2030. Recently, Tesla dropped a video of Optimus performing an eerily smooth dance routine. Now sure, dancing robots might seem like a marketing gimmick until you realize those moves were learned entirely through reinforcement learning in simulation. No human coder sat there telling the robot, "Step left, now shake your mechanical hips." It learned the way a human toddler might, by trial, error, and probably a few faceplants. And speaking of faceplants, yes, there was a safety cable in the video. But Tesla clarified it's only there to protect the robot if it loses balance. Optimus is fully self-supporting, which is more than we can say about most 20-year-olds these days. But let's talk real progress. This is no longer the clunky prototype we saw stumbling around a year ago. The third-generation Optimus has a hand with 22 degrees of freedom, which means it can perform delicate tasks like picking up tiny screws or maybe even flipping pancakes one day. Compared to the earlier model's 11 degrees, that's a pretty big leap. In robot terms, that's going from toddler to teenager in less than a year. And here's where it gets even more impressive. It can now recharge itself. Imagine a robot that not only does your laundry, but also remembers to plug itself in afterward. That's peak adulthood. Optimus doesn't need anyone to babysit its battery levels. This feature alone makes it ready for continuous use in factories or homes. Behind all of this is Tesla's rapidly evolving AI. Optimus is no longer limited to pre-programmed instructions. Instead, it learns new tasks by observing and practicing, much like we do. It's not just mimicking movement, it's understanding context. You don't have to tell it, "Pick up the red box." It can identify the red box, know why it matters, and decide how best to lift it without crushing it like a soda can. Elon Musk has already announced plans to deploy thousands of these robots across Tesla's factories, performing repetitive, boring, or hazardous tasks. Think of all the bolts tightened, boxes moved, and floor tiles swept, without a single complaint, lunch break, or union meeting. But that's just phase one. Musk has hinted at something bigger, a future where Optimus walks among us, literally. In your home, doing your dishes, walking your dog, fetching your groceries, maybe even giving your toddler a bath. Though let's hope it stops short of tucking your kids into bed with a robotic lullaby. And here's where it gets wild. Tesla isn't alone. Companies like Boston Dynamics, Figure AI, and even Amazon are all racing to develop their own humanoid robots. The 2030s might be the decade where robots stop being tools and start becoming companions. The idea of having a humanoid assistant in your house won't be a sci-fi fantasy anymore. It'll be a line item in your monthly subscription plan. Speaking of money, Optimus is expected to cost around $20,000. That's less than some Teslas. And Tesla is already exploring rental and leasing models to make it more accessible. Because why buy a vacuum when you can lease a full humanoid that vacuums, does the dishes, and maybe even laughs at your dad jokes? Now, of course, we're not ignoring the big questions. What happens to jobs? How do we control ethical risks? Are we ready for a society where machines might outnumber humans in workplaces or homes? These are complex questions. But one thing's for sure, Tesla has kicked open a door that's not going to close anytime soon. Humanoid robots aren't coming. They're already here. And if you blink, they might just start learning your job description. So if you want to stay ahead of the curve, or just not be totally surprised when your neighbor's lawn is being mowed by a robot with better rhythm than you, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because the future isn't waiting, and neither should you.